All right, who's ready for part 9 of On the River Gran among the Quadi? I really hope I've been pronouncing this right the whole time. Holy jeez. So here we go. Don't ever forget these things. The nature of the world, my nature, how I relate to the world, what proportion of it I make up, that you are a part of nature. No one can prevent you from speaking and acting in harmony with it. Always. That's the end of it. So what's he trying to say here? So we'll go through it line item by line item here. Don't ever forget these things. The nature of the world. So that's a fairly broad statement. I think he means it as such. He means it very broadly, but then also in a very everything that's around you is natural in its own right, and what exists that we can touch, see, smell, hear, it's all part of the world. Each distinct thing has its own way of being, even though that's almost, in essence, limitless. It's also one thing, nature itself. So don't forget that. My nature. He's referring to himself there. So again, broader theme of this chapter or this book. Have your own, the things that drive you in the world, your own nature, who you are. Don't forget who you are and how that interacts with the various and varying aspects of nature around you. And again, nature is all and everything. So yeah, so don't forget how I relate to the world. So I guess that's exactly what he's saying there. And of course, I think what he's also saying is how he relates to the world. He's probably how he would define that probably has changed throughout his life and does for most, if not all, people. So don't forget to keep relating to the world. What proportion of it I make up. And so here you can take it almost two ways. Well, this is where my mind's going right now, but you can take it, and again, like drawing from Stoicism and the broader theme of the entire book itself, and all of its chapters or sub-books within it. You can take it as, you and I and Marcus Aurelius here make up an extremely small and fleeting flicker on everything around us. Even the most prominent people of history might have changed the course of history and the societies, but ultimately it's all fleeting. And I think this beckons back to prior things of not putting things off, even if they seem extremely small. Actually, that's not where I was going with that. Not to put things off out of fear of judgment from others, because at the end of the day, all of us are, in a way, insignificant, but that's not said in a dreadful way. He's not saying it that way, nor do I believe that, personally. That, we're here, and yeah, mistakes are going to be made, certainly, but when you zoom out a little bit, and here I actually have a photo in my office. I try and show to people. It's the pale blue dot from Voyager 1 in 1990, and every single, that's Earth on that little speck. I think this is shot from an outer ring of Saturn. That could be wrong, but way, way out there. And so I think that's where he's getting to. That's one of the points he's trying to make. I think in the grand scheme of things, not to forget that we are that little speck in a vast, vast universe. And so to go out there and strive, and if you fail, it's not the end of the world. He's getting at that, and also I think the fact that, and so on one hand, this very minuscule aspect of nature, but then in relation to his other statement that his own nature, well, the proportion of it that he makes up and that an individual makes up of their own nature, of course there's going to be societal influence from strangers, friends, family, the tides of history, but when you think of it in terms of yourself, you make up the, ideally anyway, hopefully, if someone's a person who has agency and a fair bit of self-understanding and independence and confidence in themselves as an individual, they're going to be making up a large proportion of their nature. And so to also do things in accordance with that and to not discount that, I think, is what he's getting at. And then that you are a part of nature, no one can prevent you from speaking and acting in harmony with it, always. So I think what he's getting at here is kind of when your natural tendencies, and again, disclaimer, as long as it's not harming anybody, damaging them outrightly and unjustly, and all of that, thoughts and actions you want to impose, onto yourself, and then ultimately to broader society, into your life and the decisions you make, that I think he's mainly getting at thoughts, but all the acts, behaviors, thoughts that a person has, that they are all natural. Not to just repeat what he's saying here, but to recognize that if someone's ambitious, and he's really going on the line, well, I shouldn't speak for him here, but these are my own thoughts on what he's saying. I think he wants people to recognize that, if they have ambitions, drives to do things for numerous reasons, that it's natural to have that ambition or fear, sadness. These are all a part of life. And alluding back to what he said at the start, don't forget that. Life has so many ways of experiencing it and acting in accordance with it. To think that to think that what they're doing is unnatural, and then I think what he's mainly getting at here is to then not do something because you don't think it's appropriate. And of course, it is very subjective here. But if someone doesn't think it's not really, don't let that weigh you down. And again, though, it's not not doing evil acts. That's not always getting at here, but starting a business, saying hi to a friend that you haven't for a while, saying I love you an extra time in a day, things like this. Yeah. Through my mind. What he's saying is very simple, and I don't want to just repeat it outrightly. Yeah, so doing these things, But yeah, there's gonna be kind of like we were talking about fear there. Like you're gonna get angry, you're gonna get sad. So what's gonna happen? I don't like being angry and sad all that much, but it certainly happens. But not to like maybe dwell on it or let it consume you for the sake of the emotion, I guess would be the word. Um, yeah, everything we feel is natural. I don't have anything else to say. I think I'll be wasting your time if I pause here any longer. Thanks for watching.